What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a warm one here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm hanging out in the beer shed getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the beer I have today is called High Hopes, and this is from Ten7 Brewing out of North Wales, Pennsylvania. And this was sent to me by Wayne from Bucks County Beer Reviews. Throw his logo up here. And down in the comments below, not in the comments, I guess in the description, I'll throw a link to Wayne's channel. If you're not watching Bucks County Beer Reviews, you're missing out. He does a lot of really cool beers from southeastern Pennsylvania and all over the place, honestly. Also does a lot of versus videos, so like, maybe Miller Lite versus Bud Light or something like that to see how they stack up. And also he's an avid collector of beer cans. I am to an extent. I quite like old beer cans, but I stopped myself from buying them because unfortunately I'm like a crackhead when it comes to collecting. So I collect anything beer related, tin tackers, I collect baseball cards, I collect foreign currency, I collect all kinds of weird stuff, and I don't need another thing to waste my money on. So the only cans I collect are the beers that I drink nowadays. But if you're interested in older cans, check Wayne's channel out. It's got some really cool stuff. Now, again, I was thrilled to get this. If you don't get the reference, this is obviously a Phillies jersey, the Phillies script here, Philadelphia Phillies baseball team, and it says High Hopes. So those of you who are not Phillies fans might think, what's that about? Wasn't High Hopes what it said on the Amityville Horror House? And I would say, yeah, it is. But that's not what we're going for here, right? This High Hopes was actually the song High Hopes, right? That was, I think Frank Sinatra sang it back in the day. But it was made famous in Philly by the great Harry Callis, who was our announcer. And Harry used to sing it. I think the first time, or one of the most significant times he sang it, was in 1993 when the Phillies won the NL championship, which was probably my favorite team of all time. You have Kurt Schilling, you have John Kruk, Lenny Dykstra, Darren Daulton, all kinds of Philly legends on that team. Unfortunately, we lost to Joe Carter, and one of the most soul-crushing moments of my life. He then sang it again in '08 after the Phillies won the World Series, and when the Phillies win a home game, the fans sing the song in in tribute to the great Harry Callis. So let's check this out. This is a hazy pale ale. This is Ten7 Brewing. I don't think I've ever had a beer from them before. 5.5% ABV. Does pretty good ratings-wise. On Untappd at a 4.13. Beer Advocate, NA. I think on Untappd there's, what does it say, 101 check-ins. So if you only have 100 on Untappd, there's no way you're going to have anything on Beer Advocate. So let's take a look at this bad boy in the glass. Went with my Winking Patriot Ben Franklin glass as the Philly beer seems appropriate. Says beer is living proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. I concur, Ben. I concur. Can, again, amazing Phillies jersey with our script and everything. Absolutely love it. If we look at the color of this is cloudy as can be. You cannot see through this at all. If I'm looking at the colors here, I don't know. It's kind of light. It's my Brew HQ SRM chart. I'd say maybe like a 4. It's kind of like a pale gold, deep straw color. You do get a little bit of maybe like an orangey hue to it. It's like golden orange almost. The head looks quite nice. We had a finger's worth there of kind of nice white, rocky, craggy things on the top here, but it looks pretty good. Let's give it a sniff. Now this is kind of interesting. When I looked, was it on the can or was it on Untappd? This Hazy IPA, well, this says IPA, but on the front it only says Pale Ale. That's interesting. Is brewed with a combination of Simcoe, Mosaic, and Amarillo hops. I think when you read the description on Untappd, it said that this is supposed to be citrusy, tropical fruit, and piney. So kind of runs the whole gamut there of the hop world. So let's see what the sniff is like. I just had a sinus procedure done on Monday, so I can actually smell and taste perfectly again, which is magnificent. The smell is, strangely, for having all three of those hops in them, not overwhelming. I couldn't find the IBUs on Untappd. Let me see if it says it on here. No. It doesn't smell offensive. A lot of times for me, IPAs just, the minute you smell it, you're like, great. It's going to be a pine cone stuck up my nostril. But it's not this. It smells nice. It's almost like floral. Like I don't know if it's like the pininess plus maybe the other ones just kind of mixing together, which kind of gives it like a piney floral smell. Yeah, I'm picking up that fruit now, man. I don't know what they call it. It's like pineapple and orange and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, man. It's nice having my nose working fully again. Yeah, you pick up what they said. You do get a bit of all of them. I'm surprised. Usually for me, and again, I'm not a big IPA guy. If you're looking for IPAs, I defer to guys like Ridgeopolis. Some dudes, they love them. For me, I think it's either like fruity or piney. This is a bit of everything. So surprising. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. Body is medium. Mouthfeel is nice and creamy. This has got a really smooth creaminess to it. It's surprisingly good, at least for me. Surprisingly good. Flavors. Though it's kind of like the nose. You get a bit of different things, but none of them is like super dominant. None of them is just like blowing out your olfactories with tons of pininess, tons of fruitiness. I think what you tend to pick up most on this is the fruitiness. You do definitely get a bit of pininess, which is kind of like the bittering part of it, but the rest of it is, I think, mostly just like tropical kind of fruit. I think it would probably be that, what do they say? It's like the pog, the pomegranate orange and whatever the heck it is, guava or something. I think you kind of get a bit of that, but I would probably say more citrusy, probably more orange, and maybe like pineapple-y sort of, if that makes any sense. It's not quite as sweet as you get like with that guava, and those ones are kind of big time sweet, but you definitely get some tropical fruit, and it kind of balances against, I think, what's the piney bitterness, which works pretty well. And when you throw in that kind of like creamy body, this is a really good beer. I mean, again, hazies are not my go-to style. IPA's not my favorite. I don't mind them here and there. You got to break it up and try different stuff, right? But I know there's a lot of folks that are kind of, they like one style, whether it's stouts or lagers or IPAs, it's all they drink. It's always good to challenge yourself and try some different things. Now, I would have bought this, if this was, canned dog urine, I would have bought it just for the High Hopes and the Phillies label. So I'm thrilled to be able to try it for that reason. But the fact that it's actually a pretty good beer is even better. I think if you're going to honor somebody like the late, great Harry Callis, you can't deliver a bomb, man. You got to come through and deliver a good beer. And I think that's what 10-7 has done here. Solid beer, 5.5. I would say this is sessional. I could drink a few of these, no problem, if I was out at the Phillies game, and quite enjoy them. Now, I don't know how much it costs for, I assume they probably come in a 4-pack or something like that. But I think they're solid beer. I enjoy it. Would definitely drink another. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, if you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you tried High Hopes? Are you a Phillies fan? Are there any other Phillies beers I should be looking for? I think Wayne sent me out 4 of them. I love the Phillies beers, or any Philly sports inspired ones. So if there's any other ones I should be looking for, let me know in the comments. Hey, till next time. Cheers.